Today, we live in a world that is increasingly concerned by our deteriorating environment. Consequently, numerous initiatives have emerged worldwide that explore ways to reduce mankind's ecological footprint. Solisterra is one such project that is focused upon developing efficient, energy self-sufficient homes. For the past few years, students from Lower Canada College have actively participated in the building of such homes in Kazabazua near Hull, Quebec.
Solisterra, I found out through my cousin Paul, who's a cameraman for CBC, and he told me about this interesting straw bale house north of Ottawa one day and that I should go visit it. And so off I went and spent the afternoon with Frank and Dominique, and they were the most amazing two individuals I ever met. And right away we hit it off and we started talking about designing educational plans for 12 to 14-year-old students.
The first feature when we say a straw bale home in this case is the straw. Straw is a rapidly renewable resource. And my mother has a straw field. She can grow 3 houses every summer. That's much more rapidly renewable than when we build in 2x6 and 2x4 in timber, in lumber, where it takes about 25 to 50 years to bring a tree to maturity. So you see the difference is immense. And that's why straw is the world's #1 building material.
Over the course of several days, students applied concepts learned in their math class to construct walls, which were made from a combination of straw bales and concrete.
The concepts we learned in math class were really about the energy that was used in Solisterra, and this energy was solar energy, and it was completely run, the whole place was run on solar power. So with more mathematical knowledge, we were sort of able to grasp the idea of how much energy they used and in comparison with how much an average house in Montreal uses, and sort of the comparison of solar energy to regular energy used in Quebec.
Well, on the trip we actually were able to use a few concepts learned in class, and I think the biggest or the best example that we can see from the trip was when we had to cut the straw bales to the perfect size. We had to figure out, especially when we were doing the roof, we had to figure out how much stuffing we had to put in and how much room space or extra room we had to leave to do the stuffing. And I think that actually it put your critical thinking to the test, and it showed how much you could think outside the box.
This type of composite structure is highly efficient at retaining heat in the winter and is also effective at cooling temperatures in the summer. The R value of such walls ranges between R30 and R50. The R value is a measure of thermal resistance, often assigned to insulation products to indicate their efficiency. For example, the commonly used fiberglass insulation in walls in almost all homes in Canada typically have an R rating averaging 20. Consequently, straw bale walls have the potential to cut thermal losses in half, which in effect means half the energy will be needed to heat or cool the home.
Lots of math for sure. Angles when you're designing the internal frame of the homes, modifying the bales so they fit in the walls. You're looking at converting from the empirical system to metric and vice versa. You're also looking at the Pythagorean theorem because you want your corners to be square. If you don't have 90-degree corners, you're going to have leaky windows and a leaky roof. So the whole mathematical concepts that are used in the classrooms, like so many different things are used in your actual building process of these straw bale homes.
The students also participated in setting up solar panels that will feed these homes with all of its electrical needs for 9 months of the year, and for the remaining 3 months may be supplemented by a generator. In short, these homes are off the grid and especially energy independent. Solisterra homes are also equipped with masonry heaters and bread ovens with heated floors. Finally, the air quality is pristine as no paints, varnish, or plastics are used in the construction of these cottages.
So I actually didn't find that there were many differences between the straw bale house and my house at home. I mean, besides the straw bale house, it had concrete walls and floors, but besides that, it really had all the necessities that we find in most houses in the city.
I actually didn't notice any differences really. You would expect a lot difference maybe in the way you heat your home or stuff like that, but really it was just like living in a normal home, and it was really cool to see how it all worked.
Interestingly, Solisterra has proven itself to be a smart investment money-wise. These homes save individuals thousands of dollars in energy costs every year. Couple this with the fact that Solisterra rents out its cottages from rates ranging between $1,800 and $2,400 per week. And the homeowners are now also earning a steady revenue, making this environmental project one that is financially lucrative.
In the city environment, it's different. There are different guidelines to follow, and I say that because if you are building a straw bale home and you wish to use solar power to run your home, there could be a property next to you that is built too high, so will block the sun's rays from your panels. If these homes are built in the country where you have lots of space and you can really capitalize on the solar passive energy that's available to us, the insulation with the straw bales and the walls with great solar passive energy design will make your homes extremely energy efficient, and you'll be able to live off the grid quite comfortably.
We have an extremely low energy consumption in this house. To give you an example, this house runs on less power than is wasted in the average suburban house. So if you look at a daily consumption of the wasted energy in the average suburban house, we require less power than that to operate this house. So our energy efficiency is extremely high.
Solisterra is not only an example of the future of energy-efficient home design, but also provides us with a glimpse into how we will greatly reduce our carbon footprints in the near future by using renewable energy sources.
I think that the Solisterra project is very important because kids get to learn about the importance of sustainable living and all these different options that people have. Also, it's really cool to be able to put into practice a lot of things that you learn in class that you never actually think is applicable to the real world, and it actually is. So I just thought that it's a really good project for kids to learn about their environment, and it was a great time.
What I think is important about the Solisterra trip is how we got to connect with the community. Since I'd already been there once before, it was actually I was welcomed back really well. I already knew the people at least a little bit, and what was really important is getting to give back to the community when they were welcoming us with such open arms, and how they were really welcoming and heartwarming people.
It was really cool to get to go on this trip. I went twice actually, once in grade 8 and again this year in grade 9, and both times were amazing experiences. The first time we got to build this pavilion in the town, and it was really cool. We got to not only build this pavilion for the celebration that the town does yearly, but also we got to actually interact with people in the town, and it was really amazing. And then this time we got to work again with straw bale construction and parging and everything, and just the bonds and the friendships that you make along this trip also were really cool, and I would recommend it for everybody because it was just really great experiences.
Students come out of it with these sort of like eureka moments, and they make the connection, and they have a greater understanding about sustainable building and renewable energy sources. My students and everyone else's students, the young adults today, are our future, and if I can get them hooked on some of these ideas, and so they provide us with a better world to live in later on in life, then I think that's what I get out of these.
I think they're also reassured by what it means to go green. A lot of people want to do it, but they're afraid they're going to have to drop their comforts and drop everything about their life. And it's not about letting go of those things, it's about modifying how we go about it. And I think it's reassuring for many people to see that it can actually be fun.
Yeah, and part of our mandate is to expose people to it so that they realize that there is no sacrifices required to be ecologically friendly or environmentally friendly.
And ours is just one of the ways to go green in the construction industry, but so we're trying to show that this is one of the ways, and there's many other ways, as many as we can imagine, as long as we keep producing what we're consuming so that there's something left for you and your children.